You wrestled with Roddy Piper.
Oh man. Well, I didn't just wrestle. I didn't wrestle Piper. I was his sidekick. I was his. Lynn Denton was his sidekick. Lynn Denton was very, very tight. Me and Piper. He was on top. He was on top. Greg Valentine, Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Ricky Steamboat. This was before Dusty come back to the Carolinas. But me and Piper, in Charlotte, we lived at the Days Inn. Well, I was on the bottom apartment. Piper was on the one right above me. One of the first rides we ever rode together. This was Piper giving a greenhorn a ride. That's what it boiled down to. Piper goes around front because we gotta wait. We're waiting on Greg the Hammer Valentine to come to meet us and to ride with us or something. But Bonnie, my wife, not at this time. She come walking out the restaurant at the Days Inn. I never laid eyes on her, and I didn't know nothing about her. And I said, "Piper, you see that girl right there?" He said, "Yeah, that's the girl that's going to have my kids. I'll marry her, and that's going to be my wife." He said, "Oh yeah, you think so, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I know so. And she, at the time, she was in love with Piper. I didn't know it. It was Piper's girlfriend.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. And so, but it was like, Piper had plenty of girlfriends, So he told me, he said, "Come here, I need to talk to you, boy." So he straightened me up and he said, "You want that girl? Me and him worked a program on Bonnie to make her like me, just like me. She threw me out of her apartment. She threw me out of her days when she'd get a room at Days Inn. I went down there, stopping, junking out of the slobber, running all out of them. This drunker and this, "Come on, baby, you come on, and no, boy, she'd throw my ass out of there so quick. But yeah, me and Piper worked an angle on that girl, and with 2 months she moved in with me, and I think 2 months later I married her, and we did stuff like she had this little dog, and Piper hated this little dog. He hated that dog with passion. So this was right up his alley. That little dog would come up. Piper started kicking at that dog. But I was 6'4". I was bigger than Piper. He said, I'd get out there and say, "Piper, you leave that dog alone. I'm gonna stomp mud hole in you. I'm gonna stomp it dry, boy." And then Piper would, "Yeah, come on." And I said, well. And we done this back and forth. I mean, and finally Bonnie moved in with me. And 2 months later, I married her. And we was married for 26 years. Had 2 kids, my son and my daughter up there. Yeah, they me and Piper but it snowed on it, and I know you probably what I mean when I say snow. It snowed on Piper a lot. Yeah. Piper loved his cocaine, and everybody knew him knew it. And if you was around Piper, you did it, or you wouldn't, or he wouldn't let you back in it. If you didn't do it, he wouldn't let you back in the car with him. It's just the way it was. He didn't do it because he figured if you was doing it, you wasn't gonna stooge on him. That way he wouldn't say, "Hey, he was doing it too," So watch it.
You were cool.
Yes, there you go. Everything's cool. Everything just like the Briscoes. Mm-hmm. The Briscoes. When you get in the car with the Briscoes, they were up there at the same time. Mm-hmm. You get in to do a ride with Briscoe in the back seat. They'd have a cooler packed in the middle of the seat, a Lincoln Town car or one of them big Cadillacs. Cooler in the front, mm-hmm. packed full of beer. Ever have them, and a big doobie sitting in the seat about that like that right there. Yeah. Twisted on both ends, of course. That a cigar. Brother, I didn't smoke nothing. And I love, the Briscoes was another one that I growed up watching, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to fit in, man. And I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and I coughed, and I gagged, and I coughed. Kevin Sullivan, he got me, and oh brother, he, I said, let me try them. So me and Kevin's right, and I start coughing. I said, pull over, I gotta puke. And brother, I get out and I puke all down around to the back of the Cadillac, and now I'm like this on the back of that Cadillac, puking right on the ground, right? And out of nowhere, that little short Kevin Sullivan come running around that car, and he starts smashing and screaming, hollering, pew, pew, pew. And I mean, boom, boom. Got in the car, got everyone laughing our butts off, laughing. I couldn't do it, but okay. Kevin said, "I'm gonna show you," and this is another reason I brought this. Yeah. He said, "The next trip, I'm gonna take care of it. I said, okay, bro. Well, we got to go the next night. So, and I keep looking over between his legs. He's got this glass thing. It's about that big around. It's about that tall. Got a little thing sticking up on the side, like, you know what I'm talking about? It's called a bong.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen one in my life. You know what I'm saying? I said, what the? I'm driving, but I'm watching Kevin out of my eye too, and he puts some packs in that little pipe thing and lights it, and you hear the water going, and you see that smoke building up. He let go of that little trigger down water, and like that. And he like, oh no. I said, what was that? I ain't never seen one, I said, brother, no, I gotta try that. And I'm pulling over. You drive. I pull over, get over there, brother. And how did I do it? And put it on there, and boom, boom, boom. And finally I get it, and this, and he said, now. And that hit me, brother. And it was like, oh, no. And it's like instant. I'm telling him. And he says, you gonna puke? I said, yeah, let's get over. That's it. And I open that door and I start puking. I work my way back to there. And here he comes, brother. And he starts like, pow, pow, pow. And jump back in the car and haul. Oh, man, unbelievable. But wow. Piper, the drugs, you got to know when to say when, brother. With Piper, when you sit down in Piper's car, and he got the little valves with him, and he sticks a key down in the little valve, and he says, open your mouth. And you go, and he blows it, and it's like, I've never in my life had cocaine. Didn't even know what cocaine looked like. Didn't know what it smelled like. Didn't know what it done to you, but I found out. The hard way, brother. And by the end of that trip, I'm begging him. We go to Greensboro, South Carolina. I can't remember who I'm wrestling. I'm wrestling somebody, and it's kind of in an angle because we're going like 20 or 30 minutes. And we go that 20 or 30 minutes, but I got cotton mouth so dead bad. It's like it's pulling my jaw. I tell, it may have been Manny Fernandez. Yeah. I tell Manny to hit me. He hits me. I roll out of the ring. I fall right in this girl's lap, and she's got this big gulp Coke drink, cup of, and I said, she's screaming, go, go, go. I says, I will get back in that ring and go some more if you will give me one swallow of that Coke. She said, here, and I sucked down as much as I can, boy. And right back in that ring I went. And the Lord JJ come out there, man. He said, what are y'all trying to do? And I said, well, I thought we was having a good match. He said, you're supposed to went home 20 minutes ago, you idiot. I said, okay. Cut. And I've done something, put Manning over 1, 2, 3. It was, heck, it may have been Sam Houston. I don't know. I don't even remember. But I know I had a hell of a time, brother. Hell of a time. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, Piper was my friend. Yeah, he was my friend. All right.
Did you keep up a lot with him after? Because this is right before he went to New York too.
Yeah. Well, I went up there with him shortly after.
Right.
He was. I mean, he was doing the stuff up there. He would bring the chainsaw up there. One night he brought the chainsaw, run everybody off out of the ring, something. It seems like we was in the Carolinas for like 2 or 3 years before he left.
Yeah.
I know this was when I first started full time, and I went to the Carolinas, first place I ever went, and this was in 70. I want to say 74. Late in 70, maybe early 75, maybe late in 75 is when it was. But anyway, the road trips in the Carolinas, brother. I mean, it's just stack right up. And when you bring a name, I remember that leads to, and then that leads to, and then that leads to, and it's. And plus, I'm watching Dallas beat the Redskins. Thank God.
Oh, yeah.